Hello, this is Roxy Williams. You're tuned into another segment of the Omnibus Roundtable Community Activity Show. I've got a great show for you. I have two important men that I think you need to know. I'm here in Elk Grove Village at Icon Identity Solutions with the CEO, Mr. Kurt Ripke, and the Executive Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Mr. John Noonan. I want you to get a pen, call a friend, but stay tuned in. Don't you dare touch that dial. I'll be sitting right here waiting for you after these words from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Wanda Carter.
And I'm Naima Latif.
And we'd like to talk to you, woman to woman. Join us on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. and Wednesdays at 10:30 a.m. on ECTV, Channel 6 in Evanston, Illinois.
Or join us worldwide at www.ectv.com.
Hi, we're back talking with Kurt Ripke of the Icon Identity Solutions and Mr. John Noonan, the Executive Vice President of Sales and Marketing. Mr. John,
Yes.
I know that it can be tough when you're out there and you have so many people wanting to know, how do you two stay so successful in a recession like this and at a time like this? And I want to know, what is the ingredients to the success of Icon?
Great. Well, first of all, I think it's about awareness. I mean, that's probably my primary function along with my marketing team and business development team, is getting the word out there of who Icon is, what we can do for clients, and what we can do well for them. It is the age of digital marketing, so my head of marketing, Matt Chill, has been great at developing a new website, and we encourage everyone to visit us at www.iconid.com. You can learn a lot about the organization and a lot about signs and what we do for our clients. So once we pass the awareness stage, then the sales team has to kick in to hopefully take the leads that are generated there. And we will visit with clients, as Kurt said. Its primary important is to press the flesh, shake a hand, get to meet somebody, have a relationship, figure out if the two companies, have a good fit and really can prosper with having a relationship with one another. We also do that by trade shows. There are several trade shows that we attend in the retail and the banking and the automotive industries and the construction industries. So that's where we make some of these first impressions. And then we take those again into these personal meetings, keeping all the sales force is distributed throughout the country.
Wow.
I have salespeople down in Texas and Florida and Knoxville, Tennessee, and up in this area and up in the Northeast.
It's incredible.
So we want to make sure that we can stay as close to the client as possible
Yeah.
to service their needs. So, get the awareness, get a complete understanding of what the customer needs, and then we've had some tremendous long-term relationships. I guess locally here in Chicago, if we have one claim to fame, we put up the very first Walgreens sign close to 80 years ago now,
Right.
78 years
My
ago,
favorite
something
store.
like that. So, and we've enjoyed that 80-year relationship with Walgreens. We rarely lose a client. We make sure that we have a good fit, and it's all about service. And then the other thing that our marketing team does is we do at least every 6 months, we try to call each of our major clients and do a quick questionnaire. How are we doing? Making sure that we're hitting all of their needs and requirements. And then once a year, we do a sit down with our clients.
Oh, wow.
Are we doing what we told you we would do?
Wow.
What else do we need to look at to move you to the next step? Where else can we save you money? What other types of things can we do for you?
It just sounds like you're a company that keeps your customer first.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just a position, I think, a formula that is unstoppable. Kurt, you mentioned that you have 3 manufacturing companies, one being here in Elk Grove. Hope we get a chance to see it. Tell me, in the manufacturing plant, what do they do to bring out the quality of your signage that, puts you in the leadership role over your competition?
We keep a very strong in-house engineering department, and we also have a gentleman who's the head of our innovations group, Evan Wallach. And he is continuously looking at new lighting methods, new processes and procedures. And then each head of the manufacturing facilities is tasked with efficiency-driven goals every year, and taking a look at new processes, procedures, constantly looking at lean manufacturing requirements, and looking at how the plants are laid out. Are they meeting the needs of the type of work product we have coming down the flow?
Wow.
And you're never done. The second you think you're done, you're done. It's
Now
important.
that
to
you
say-
heard that straight from Kurt Ripke. The second you think you're done, you're done. I like that. I have to coin that.
We're really happy with our long-term relationship with all of our customers. We mentioned Walgreens, almost 80 years with them.
Wow.
Walgreens goes to bid every 3 years. So if you don't stay on top of your game, and if you don't keep bringing innovation and cost efficiencies and bringing more value to them, you will not be a vendor of theirs.
Oh, wow.
So, you just have to stay in front of them like any customer.
And you know what's incredible as I hear you talk about an 80-year relationship with a customer, I think you guys have nailed something so incredible. A customer for life. It's been for a lifetime of your company. And I think with the younger entrepreneurs, they don't quite grasp that concept. And so that's something that you should know. I told you you needed to meet these two men.
Well, when you talk a little bit about, how we keep the success during a recession and everything else, when you take a look at our customer base, it's hard to get new customers and get into new programs. It really, the backbone of our success in the last 2 years has been our existing customer base and the history we've had throughout the markets that helped us get through it.
And
It's
you
very
know, I've
important.
had this question as I've looked at some of the customers that you provided quality service for. Is there a particular criteria for a customer that comes to ICON?
For us, it's a single source solution, we call it, where we just don't manufacture product for a customer. We want to use our entire single source solution, which is our project management. From what John alluded to earlier, with the surveys, to the permits, to the landlord approvals, to manufacturing, installation, punch list, and ultimately taking that site and turn it over to our maintenance group. Give you some scope. Last year, we installed about 12,500 locations throughout the country.
Oh, wow.
Of new signage.
Wow.
And we maintained about
That's incredible.
27,000 locations throughout the country.
That's incredible. So are you. We're coming to a time that you need to know ICON Identity Solutions is in communities nearby, companies that we frequent every day. They are the guys that provide the signage for those companies. In closing the session, I'd like to just ask you to tell me what we can expect from ICON in the upcoming years.
Well, obviously, never stop on the innovation. I know it's a word everyone's using right now,
yeah,
but we
tag
take
word.
it to heart. And we really take a look at what we can do to innovate, not just in manufacturing, innovate our whole project management process, innovate our systems that we use to deliver the product and all the requirements behind it to our customers more efficiently, more effectively. We started our IMS maintenance company 5 years ago. It's about a quarter of our revenue. We think it's a great platform to keep building on. It's a natural to go from the exterior signage to the maintenance end of it. And now also we're taking a look heavily at the interior requirements and starting to do more and more interior work. We think that could be the next big platform to bolt on to our organization. We're very excited about it.
To tag on to that, basically what you can see from us is growth and expansion of our services. Kurt mentioned the interior graphics. We're also, for a client right now, doing GC or general contracting work, where we'll actually, when they re-image a site, we will go in, we will work with them to redesign the whole location, maybe put up new walls, bring in new tables and chairs, things like that. New graphics on the inside, new signage on the outside. Again, having this strong base of solid companies allows us, as you asked before, how did we survive during this market downturn? What happened is our base customers had to thin out their departments. They had less and less people to do their work. So they came to us and depended on us. In fact, we took several of our program managers and put them at our customers' locations to help them assist in the day-to-day operations of what we do for them.
Wow.
And that's allowed us to expand our services and ultimately provide more value to the client. And that's allowed us to grow. And I think you'll see more and more of that.
Well, for those of you who have tuned in with us for this segment of Omnibus Roundtable and Community Activity, I want you to understand that if you're in leadership, you're only as good as the people who work for you. And as you can see with this CEO, he has phenomenal people working with him. And when we come back, I'm going to talk to both of them about the manufacturing plant and the people that work for them that make ICON who it is today. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Icon practices lean manufacturing in all our facilities, which lowers our need for raw materials and manpower and improves sustainability and client costs. We balance our operations based on client demands, which ensures higher throughput speeds and value-added activities. Our lean processes support shorter production time, faster order cycling, and efficient transportation. In addition, Icon uses recycled raw materials and components whenever possible, and our efficient shipping practices consolidate truckloads to reduce the number of outbound vehicles. Experience the Icon Company's difference. We are the largest and most experienced full-service signage and maintenance company in the country. The depth of our industry experience and the breadth of our signage family support are unparalleled. Our people and experience truly make the difference. Today, the Icon Companies retains and embraces a secure leadership position in our industry.
Welcome back. We're still having a fireside chat with John Noonan of the Icon Identity Solutions, and Mr. Matt Chill has joined us. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here, Roxy.
Icon Identity Solutions has taken me by storm. I can tell you, I have sign mares. I think that's what they call them. I'm going through the world like, I wonder if that's Icon, and I wonder if that's Icon. But, you know, I think that's all evidence that you guys are doing great work. I mean, not just quality, but high quality work in the heart of the communities that we live and reside. And so I want you to talk about your end, what your contributions are to the company that make it the leader that it is today.
Sure, absolutely. Well, we talked a little bit earlier about, sales and marketing. It's kind of where it all starts in any company, right?
Absolutely.
If we don't bring the revenue in, there's not a whole lot they can do next door. So it's our job to first engage the client, and then obviously to understand the client's needs, and then ultimately to provide that solution to them. And that's where our program management team kicks in our manufacturing group. But I'm with Matt Chill. Again, he's the Senior Vice President of Marketing and Business Development. And Matt joined us a couple of years ago and really brought us into the digital age of marketing. Quite often, we've attended trade shows, we talked about that, and we've always did advertisements in what we call the trade rags, if you will, the trade magazines. But no one's reading those anymore. I mean, everybody's on the run. They've got their iPad, they've got their Kindle,
Absolutely.
They've got their cell phone.
Sure.
This is the way people are reacting to today's marketplace and the flow of information. And also, the workforce is much younger today. And they work differently than maybe some of us had done in the past. Where we're seeing a lot of texting back and forth, even with our clients. And at first we were concerned about that. You shouldn't be texting a client.
Right.
But if that is the way the younger generation communicates with one another, well, we better get with the times. And
That
make
Techo edge is where
Yeah.
we are. I mean, I can hit 300 people in less than 5 minutes.
Right.
And so when my mother is just trying to pull out, the black book and go through the pages, we're already done.
That's
and
right.
so that's good to know that Matt's contribution that way is incredible.
Right.
The Techo edge is necessary and it's needed.
It's where we have to be. So what I'd like to do is turn it over to Matt and talk about how he first developed our new website and some of the things we're doing in the sales and marketing arena.
Well, to John's point, I mean, really, with this age of information being available on demand, the days of people picking up a trade publication off their bureau or, getting in the mail is long over. I mean, with information available on demand, it becomes a matter of creating a dialogue. There's the terminology CRM, customer relationship management. Creating pattern communications, meaningful messaging, getting the right message in front of the right people at the right time. That's really what it's all about. About 2 years ago, when I joined the company, we were kind of we were doing a lot of what was called legacy type marketing, trade publications.
I understand.
But now, having done our new website, a lot of e-marketing, a lot of digital marketing, a lot of banner advertising.
Wow.
It becomes a matter of creating a real, vertical industry approach to our marketing strategies. And the funny part about it is that John goes to these trade shows and he'll
I think that's where I first saw John Newman. He was the celebrity of the Icon Identity Solutions at that trade
Well,
show.
I don't know if you know this, but he wanted to be Johnny Carson.
You're getting my job that I always
Here's
wanted.
Johnny.
I'm still out in front making people happy, so that's the good thing.
That's a good sign.
But the bottom line is that, you know, in this age of digital marketing,
Yes.
you have to stay one step ahead. You have to look at the new technologies. You have to take a look at, you know, the best ways to get in front of clients and customers, and quite frankly, making it meaningful and not irritating them and spamming them.
Absolutely,
If I
absolutely.
can actually make 2 points about that. Some clients I've met with recently at trade shows, one walked up to us and said, "Oh, you're the company. I was on your website, and you need to come speak to us because I can tell just from your website you know what you're doing."
Absolutely.
So to get a compliment like that is tremendous. And then just yesterday I had a client walk up and said, "I get your banner ads, your emails, and I love those because I'm always looking for what you're doing next." And he goes, I didn't take your advice and I regret that I did because we had done a special to change time clocks. People don't realize that when the time changes, the signs are going on and off at different times.
Oh, wow.
So we offered a special to go and check those time clocks, and he said, I just didn't think it was worth it, and now I'm walking all my stores and half the signs aren't on. So I should have taken your advice. So we know it works. We know people are looking at it. And Matt has brought us into the new generation of digital marketing.
And with the evolving technology too, there's always a, you know, better mousetrap out there. to help.
Absolutely.
So we
And that's
try to-
what you're there for.
Well, yeah,
We'll be
setting
twittering
the-
soon, right?
Actually, we
Tweeting.
just signed up for a Twitter account, so we're trying to get messaging out that way.
So there's no reason why you can't stay in the know and in communication with the Icon Identity Solutions company. I'm just excited. You know, when I tell you I give you diamonds, and they're not in the rough. These guys have really buffed out and polished up well. And I think that when you come to know what the Icon Identity Solutions company contributes into the communities at large, you will do your due diligence to make sure these are the people that you know. Neighbors helping neighbors. Remember, I said that on this show.